High school football, the hits, the scores, complete coverage of the high school games that matter. This is Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Bojangles.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Jermaine Farrell, hoping your day is wonderful and blessed like butter. Let's go on a roll, baby, with the latest edition of Friday Night Blitz. It's our annual state semifinal preview special. We have 4 games to shine the preview spotlight featuring 5 local teams. But we did have a game tonight, so let's get the party started with our Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
And now, the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week, sponsored by Don Hudson Insurance.
In the Class 1 ranks, the Galax Maroon Tide tonight. They were in far Western Virginia to play Holston in the Class 1 semifinals. Galax, they're undefeated on the season, winners of 4 straight regional titles, looking for a 2nd straight state title game appearance. And this is the Maroon Tide's 7th straight semifinal. To Damascus we go. Not much action going on in the first, but things would get rocking and rolling. Cole Pickett, he'll do it himself. He got a little help from his friends. He was stopped short, but yes, they pushed him across for the touchdown, making it 7-0 Maroon Tide. We go to the third. Pickett on the rollout is going to hook up with S squared. Santana Sawyers catches it and got it in the zone. Tie a 14-0 lead for Galax. Late in the fourth, it's 14-6 Galax, but Sawyers, he shows he can catch a pass, but he can run one in for the touchdown. And Galax, they advance to the Class 1 finals, winning 28-6. So let's look at the records there. The schedule coming up. Galax will visit the winner of Riverheads and West Point. And that state semifinal that will take place tomorrow at 2. Again, the Class 1 title game is next Saturday. Well, in the Class 2 ranks, the Appomattox County Raiders make the long ride down to Big Stone Gap tomorrow for a 2 o'clock game with the Union Bears. Appomattox, they have been a dominating force with the theme of the power of one. And WFXR Sports' Ryan Moy checks in on the Raiders as they are on the road to their 5th state title in 6 years.
The Class 2 state semifinals is familiar territory for the Appomattox County High School football team. The only difference this year is that head coach Doug Smith hasn't been on the sideline to witness his team's repeat performance due to him undergoing cancer treatments. But for senior running back Keyshawn Baker, Coach Smith's essence has never left the field.
To us, it does. It shows us, it shows him that we've been working hard for him, that his spirit is still here, even if he's not physically here, that he still has an impact on us.
The Raiders haven't lost a game this season, and they intend to defend their 2019 state championship. But first, they have to get through Union High School this Saturday.
Every team has the same goal, you know. In the beginning of the year, you say, yeah, we want to win a championship. It's not always realistic. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you surprise yourself. So this team, you know, it can be surprising because we didn't know what to expect based on, you know, who we got to see in the regular season.
When you start the next year, it's a whole nother team. That last year's team won the state championship. This year's team has something to prove. You have to come in with a chip on your shoulder because no one but us expects success 100% of the time.
Although they've reached the top before, this season the Raiders aren't taking any moment on the field together for granted.
We approach it, every game could be the last game. Every game is a new test that you have to pass it or you can't fail. Or that's it. It's so much fun. I mean, you done worked hard for who knows how long. You might as well get a reward for it, you know. And especially it's just fun getting to play with your brothers, getting to play with your family, and just to see your community.
As their battle with the Bears draws closer, the thoughts of Coach Smith and the rest of the Appomattox County community will continue to push them forward on the field. Local in Appomattox County, Ryan Moy, WFXR Sports.
Thank you so much, Ryan. So here's tomorrow's Class 2 state semifinal schedule. At 1, Stewart's Draft will take on Pecoshin, and then at 2, Appomattox County visiting Union. Coming up on Friday Night Blitz, we have more state semifinal preview action. We check in on the Class 3 state semifinal matchup between the Liberty Christian Bulldogs and the Lord Botetourt Cavaliers. This is Friday Night Blitz.
Now, back to Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Bojangles.
And welcome back to Friday Night Blitz with more of our state semifinals preview special. The Class 3 semifinals featuring a pair of local teams as the Lord Botetourt Cavaliers that host the Liberty Christian Bulldogs. Kickoff set for tomorrow at 1 o'clock from Daleville. The Lord Botetourt Cavaliers, they're in the state semifinals for the 2nd straight season, and the Cavaliers have been a dominating force all season. They've had to deal with some injuries, especially with a torn ACL from star player Kyle Arnholt.
Yeah, definitely, and that's, you know, all these guys have been checking on me. They're great, and I've just been telling them, don't worry about me, focus on the game. I'll be all right, but y'all need to work on focusing on May 1st.
Well, I mean, it's like anything else. You get hit with a little bit of adversity. You got to keep trying to figure out ways to overcome it. And, at some point, you got to look for that answer, and you either find it or you don't. It's like life. You get hit with something, you move forward, and you keep trying. And if you fail, you learn from it. If you're successful, you take what you learned that made you successful and move forward to the next situation.
I mean, it's been a great one. Obviously, you've covered the games, but we've all worked so hard over this quarantine and that period off that we were just so prepared to get out here and to start playing football and enjoying it with each other. So,
every game, every week is the same thing. I think I can't remember. This is either the 6th or 7th state semifinal game I've got to coach in. I've been very lucky to do that, and the difference between winning and losing these games at this time of year is luck, and it's also preparation. And it's also being healthy. If you're healthy, normally you come through it because the other team typically suffering from some things too.
I think it'd be huge, just for all of us. I mean, I know for the senior class, we've been dreaming and waiting on this moment our whole lives, at least since we've been playing together. It'd be huge for us, but also be huge for Coach Harris. I mean, he turned this program around. I think a state championship is in order for him, for sure.
Well-coached team, very disciplined. Got a lot of weapons. It's a tremendous challenge. But, this time of year, it's always great to find out whether you've done the right things or, it's just going to be a great learning opportunity either way.
Meanwhile, the other part of the matchup features the Liberty Christian Bulldogs. LCA, they're in their first state semifinal game as a VHSL member. The Bulldogs have turned things around after their opening season loss to the Brookville Bees. And WFXR Sports' David Guzman shares the story of the Liberty Christian Bulldogs.
It has been a pretty miraculous season.
That's Frank Rocco's take on what's transpired this spring. Liberty Christian got a late start to preparing for football season because many athletes were still competing in winter sports.
To say that at that time we thought we were going to be sitting on the doorstep of a state semifinal probably might not have been real realistic, and then we even went out and lost our first game against Brookville.
That opening week loss becoming a wake-up call and an early turning point for the Bulldogs.
We realized after the first game, we were wow, look at the mistakes we made. If we put this and that together, how great of a team we could be. And I think we all just really balled in, and we just continued to ride the train and not stop.
LCA stringing together 6 wins in a row, most recently defeating 3-time region champ Heritage to claim the 3C title.
I think we're battle-tested. You go throughout the course of a shortened season, you don't ever quite see, the full spectrum of 10 games, but I think our kids have played enough really good competitive teams that we feel we can go into a game like this and be able to stand toe-to-toe.
Much of the Bulldogs' success on offense runs through Davis Lane, the Jefferson Forest transfer quarterback, who has thrown for nearly 800 yards and 11 touchdowns this season.
We couldn't do it without him. He is such a good leader of the whole team, and he commands the huddle. All around, he's an amazing athlete, he's an amazing quarterback, he's an amazing person.
After a historic run, Liberty Christian facing its toughest test yet in Lord Botetourt.
Have you ever seen the Green Bay Packers play? And I said, they're very similar to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they're very big, they're very athletic, they're well coached, and it's going to be a daunting task.
A task the Bulldogs aren't shying away from. Local in Lynchburg for Friday Night Blitz, David DeGuzman, WFXR Sports.
Thank you so much, David. And the Class 3 state semifinal schedule sets up like this. Saturday at 2, Independence visiting Lafayette. And at 1, it's Liberty Christian at Lord Botetourt. Coming up on Friday Night Blitz, we continue our state semifinal preview special. We check in on the William Fleming Colonels in Class 5 and the Salem Spartans in Class 4. Stick and stay, please.
Now, back to Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Bojangles.
And welcome back to Friday Night Blitz and our Friday Night Blitz State Semifinals Preview Special. The Class 5 State Semifinals featuring the William Fleming Colonels. The Colonels host Stonebridge Saturday at 2. Now, the last time Fleming has been this deep in the playoffs, you had to go back to the 2003 season, a span of 17 seasons ago, when they made it to the state finals. It's been a comeback story for William Fleming, as a few seasons ago they were winless, and like the Drake Stone, started from the bottom, now we're here. It applies to the crew from Ferncliff Avenue.
Wow, yeah, it's a big opportunity. We were lucky to kind of be able to go through the offseason without many breaks, and I think that's kind of shown itself now with us hitting our stride. We've also had some full weeks of practice. You know, we had 3 games in 9 days to start the season, so we didn't really get those full weeks of practice in. So we're just lucky to be out here.
He's been another father figure for a lot of us. When he came in, his big focus was getting our grades right in school. And he always says if you do good in school, it translates to the football field, and that's what we've been doing. It's been great, you know. Back a couple years ago, we had losing seasons back to back to back, and being able to be here while he and us as players change the culture is great. We're making history in the school.
It's very rewarding to see our guys kind of tapping into their potential, and that's on the field and off the field. I think it starts with kind of their academic awareness of where they stand, and then it leads into knowing that football can be a vehicle to get you to the next level. And I think a lot of our guys are excited about that. A lot of our guys have a self-awareness about this, and it's really showing up on the football field. It's a big thing to be able to play in front of a home crowd, to not have traveling in front of us. I think we're just so blessed to have the opportunity to play. We'll play anywhere, anytime, but it feels good to be able to play at home. So we're excited about this thing. We keep telling our guys we're fighting for Mondays. So, we're trying to win on Friday just to have another Monday with these guys. In a normal year, we would already have said goodbye to these seniors. So every day that we can spend with these guys, we cherish it, and we want to keep this season going so we can stay together.
So in the Class 5 semifinals, we could take a look at both these games are at 2 o'clock. Highland Springs is at Maury, and Fleming, they're hosting Stonebridge. Meanwhile, on to the Class 4 ranks, the Salem Spartans, perfect on the season. They're back in the state semifinals for the 20th time in school history. They have a rematch with Tuscarora Saturday at 2 at Salem Stadium. Salem is perfect on the season, and they look to avenge their loss to Tuscarora last season. WFXR Sports' Ryan Moy shares a story on the Salem Spartans' run to the state semifinals.
It's been a year and a half since the Salem High School football team fell to Tuscarora in the state semifinals. And this Saturday, the Spartans get another chance to take on the Huskies, this time for some payback.
You know, Tuscarora, like I said, they're a great opponent, but I don't really think about revenge necessarily. It's great we have an opportunity to play them, but Salem focuses on Salem and doing the little things right each day, and the big things take care of themselves.
After defeating George Washington Danville 35-21 last Friday to claim their Region 4D title, the Spartans look to punch their ticket to the state finals, something they haven't done since 2017.
The season's been hard fought. We came out prepared for any situation that we went up against. Been a long season, and we just came out here to play to win a state championship. Because they're a good team, and we're a good team as well. And we just had to tighten up a couple of things and get down to just play. Because it's the same position last year. We just have to rise to the occasion to make it to that championship.
Salem is currently undefeated, and for Spartans head football coach Don Holter, the commitment the team has had to each other is the reason the Spartans have been so successful.
These conditions can do one of two things. They can pull people apart, or they can bring them together. And they rallied together. A lot of them haven't missed a workout since the start, and they've been focused on this right here. And, you know, it's an interesting dynamic football, but, you know, it's a brotherhood, and they understand that. There's a very tight-knit group of young men. They encourage each other, they pick each other up, and they hold each other accountable.
As the Spartans prep for their state semifinal rematch against Tuscarora, they're looking to channel the memories of last year's loss into fuel for Saturday's contest.
We overcame a lot. After losing last year, we really had that in the back of our minds, like, we got to get down to the gritty and just play our hearts out every Friday. We just love my brothers, and we just like to play a lot.
Local in Salem, Ryan Moy, WFXR Sports.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Now in your Class 4 semifinals, a pair of 2 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow. King George is at Tuscarora, King George is at Lake Taylor. Salem, they're hosting Tuscarora. Coming up next on Friday Night Blitz with our state semifinals preview special, we all have our latest player of the week. More Friday Night Blitz coming up on the other side.
It's time for the Friday Night Blitz Player of the Week, sponsored by Tater Benson of MKB Realtors.
Welcome back to Friday Night Blitz. Now, tonight's Player of the Week is from Galax High School. Senior Cole Pickett puts the 2 in two-way player. Now, in the smaller classifications, being a two-way player is nothing new. But for Pickett, he plays quarterback, throwing and running for scores. And on defense, he is the man not only getting interceptions, but taking them back to the house for a score. Pickett accepted a preferred walk-on spot at Virginia Tech. For his hard work and effort in last week's regional final win over Narrows, Cole Pickett is this week's Player of the Week.
Thank you so much. That's an honor. You grow up, watching WFXR, and you go home after ball games and you watch it, and it's something that you definitely strive to be. So that's a great honor. Thank you.
Where'd your love for football and sports? Where did all that come from?
I think it started with my dad, Jordan Anderson. He really pushed me, to play football, and from a young age I enjoyed it. It was something that I was able to take a break, from just life in general, and just kind of all the stress went away, and it's a place where you can just just hone in on your skills and just kind of escape from everything.
You're good on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball, take me through that mindset, because obviously at a school like Galax, you are going to play both ways, but you've made so many big plays on offense and defense. Where does all that? How do you get that mindset to get there and do that?
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset. Playing both ways at a single A school, it's about a given. If you're any good at all, they're gonna put you on both sides of the ball. So it definitely takes a lot of attention to detail and practice. To be able to go in and game plan to play both sides of the ball. It takes a lot of film study. It does, to be able to know your keys and know your checks and stuff on offense, as well as knowing what you need to do on defense. But our coaching staff does a great job of preparing me and preparing the rest of our two-way guys, to make sure that we're ready to go when it's time for games.
Now, being a quarterback, does that give you a little bit of advantage when you play kind of on defense, especially in the secondary? Because we've seen you make pick sixes. It's all fun. I call it quarterback on quarterback crime when you intercept the quarterback. But does that give you a big advantage?
It does. I definitely think it does. Just the ability to understand it from the offensive side. To know how a defense, how they're going to try to attack us. Based on the coverage that we're going to play, it definitely plays to my advantage. To be able to sit there and as they're signaling plays in, I'm able to take my knowledge and my prior knowledge of the game of football and kind of apply it on both sides of the ball. So it's definitely an advantage playing quarterback on the defensive side as well.
Would you rather throw a touchdown pass, run in for a touchdown, or get a pick six? Meaning you intercept the ball and you go the other way for the score.
I'm going to have to say throw a touchdown pass. And the reason that I say that is because, I'm in love with being a quarterback. It's something that, since my freshman year or even my 8th grade year, when I started playing quarterback, it's just something that you dream about. Friday Night Lights, throwing that perfect spiral, watching the crowd go crazy, when you throw that touchdown pass. So that's definitely something that you look forward to, every Friday night, is connecting on those deep shots.
So congratulations to Cole Pickett on getting our Friday Night Blitz Player of the Week. So tomorrow we got you covered with all state semifinals action. Also, again, congratulations to Rustburg and Auburn for winning state volleyball titles. So big-time stuff as the high school football season is starting to wind down. Well, for all the latest news, sports, and weather, you can head over to WFXRTV.com. That does it for this edition of Friday Night Blitz. Next week, we'll have the state finals preview, as we're guaranteed 2 teams at least in the state finals. I'm Jermaine Farrell. Hope all of your teams are winners. Have a wonderful and blessed night, everybody, and enjoy the high school football.